Hi, I'm Jan, and this video is about where do aliens come from. A lot of people talk about how they believe aliens are from other planets, how they have different kinds of intelligence, and how they're here to try and study us and help us. However, there is a different theory that I feel God told me, although I didn't understand it at the time. I was inquiring, what the story was behind them. And I believe he told me one New Year's Eve that aliens were demons. And later on, as I listened to more information and researched information, I also got more information regarding that theory. So, why would fallen angels who are demons be seen as aliens? Okay, remember, fallen angels can take the form of anybody. They have special powers because God in heaven did not take those powers away from them because they became fallen angels. Remember, there is a war going on for us because Satan is not happy with the way things turned out with Christ. So in Genesis 6, it talks about the sons of God. They are not you and I. They are not human. They are spiritual fallen angels who had sex with human daughters and created giants. Okay? It is in the Bible. For those of you who believe, I am one of those people who believe. Remember, truth is usually stranger, than fiction. And you have to have faith in order to believe these things. And some of you have a really hard time with that. So there is a book called the Book of Enoch that was taken out of the Bible by the Catholic Church, who controls a lot of things. The Vatican, okay, the popes. So we, as people, a lot of us have not seen it. However, it is available to get. And it states in there how the fallen angels came to earth to help people learn about weapons, how to make them. For what? For war, of course, so they can kill and hurt and have bloodshed. And then they also told man about technology, which is a big thing nowadays because we're all about technology. The phones, the computer, there's surveillance all over the place. And now the government can see everything everywhere, whereas before we had a lot more privacy. So who does that benefit more? It benefits the government because they have more power and more control, but we as people have less freedom. And of course, most of us want to think of it as a positive thing, and I understand that because I try to think of it that way too, but all the teachings tell us otherwise. I also learned recently that God in heaven put a freeze on technology advancement in a certain time frame. I think it was something 1700 BC to 1800 AD, something to that effect. And then that was to slow things down, and that's when we had people going on the horses and these camels, and because there was no advancement of technology during that time frame, because God knows, God in heaven, and I say God in heaven because Satan is the God of this world. Okay, God is just a title, it's not a name. It's like he or she, and that is not a name, that's a title. So God in heaven put a freeze on that because he knew that technology is what furthers Satan's advancement. And his theory is to try and let people know about the word of Christ so that we are all knowledgeable about what the end times involve and what we need to do to have a relationship with Christ who died for our sins. So the more technology that develops, the harder it's going to be for us to delay the end time revelation and the second coming of Christ, which is going to be filled by dictatorship. Now, aliens are demons, and they continue to interact with a lot of the elite who worship Satan and false gods, Baal. False gods are fallen demons because they have powers, and they can do things, make things move, and they can um, make people feel bad if you are sensitive to certain energies and you don't have the protection of Christ. Remember, it's really important to know that if you have a relationship with Christ, you are protected from these energies. You may feel them, but you are protected. If you look at some of my other videos, I have been exposed to negative demons who have not been a positive energy, and it was scary, but I was protected. And if I'm protected, you could be protected too, because we are all children of Christ, and He has power over these demons and over Satan. So, if you have any further questions you would like to ask me, feel free. If I don't know the answer, I will definitely direct you to someone who I believe does know the answer. God bless.